When you concentrate all your eating into a single time of day, a method often referred to as OMAD, one meal a day. The feeling of hunger you experience is usually not a dangerous deficiency. Imagine if you lock the warehouse doors and leave the delivery trucks parked for 23 hours, something extraordinary will happen. The cleaning crew will finally come out to work after years of being locked up. This is when your body begins to consume itself, becoming a stronger, sharper, and more resilient than you ever imagined. Today, I'm going to take you on a 23-hour journey of exploring your body to show you exactly what happens when you stop eating, hour by hour. We'll decode the biological transformation that turns hunger from your enemy into your most powerful ally. The time starts counting from the moment you set your plate down. For the first 4 hours, you remain in a state of fullness. Your digestive system is busy processing the energy you've just consumed. The stomach and intestines break down proteins into amino acids, carbohydrates into glucose to be released into the bloodstream, and fats are packaged and transported along their own routes in the body. As soon as blood glucose levels rise, the pancreas responds by secreting insulin. There's a very noteworthy principle here, like a one-way valve mechanism. Insulin acts as a storage preference signal. It promotes energy flow into cells, especially muscle and fat cells, and encourages the body to store excess energy. When insulin levels are high, drawing energy from reserves is significantly restricted. Simply put, your fat storage depots are shut down because the body is busy using the newly acquired energy. During this phase, the body prioritizes immediate energy. You can imagine glycogen as a wallet. It's quick to access and convenient to use, but its capacity is limited. The total capacity is only about 500 calories, depending on individual metabolism, muscle mass, and activity level. So you find yourself doing fine. Your energy levels are fairly stable, your mind relatively clear, because your body is running on freshly loaded fuel, but nothing special has happened yet. You're still in the storage phase, and the cleanup crew, the deep-seated repair and recycling mechanisms, haven't been called in to work yet. Now we come to the part where most people will give up. Around the 6th to 8th hour after a meal, blood sugar begins to stabilize. The abundant energy from the meal gradually dissipates. The body becomes quieter. Insulin, the preferred storage signal, also decreases, like a manager finally stopping its busy work. And right then, the brain sends out that familiar warning signal, hey, the money in your wallet is almost gone. That's ghrelin, the hormone associated with hunger, which increases with your circadian rhythm and eating habits. You hear your stomach rumbling, and the feeling of emptiness becomes more pronounced. Some people even feel restless, irritable, or have slightly shaky hands, not because they're dangerously low on energy, but because their nervous system is reacting to the change in fuel source. This is the most easily misunderstood moment. Many people assume it's real hunger and conclude that the body is in danger and needs to eat immediately. But most of the time, you're not starving. You're just getting used to readily available energy. The body is like a car used to running on fuel directly from the tank. Now it's being asked to switch to drawing energy from reserves. That hesitation is a signal to shift gears, not a sign of engine failure. In reality, what's happening is that the liver starts opening its glycogen stores. When there's no new food source, the liver breaks down glycogen into glucose to keep blood sugar stable, ensuring the brain and vital organs still have fuel. You don't lose muscle in a few hours, as the rumors suggest. You don't collapse. You're just using up reserves your body has prepared for this specific situation. The interesting thing about ghrelin is that it doesn't just rise in a straight line indefinitely. It's rhythmic, like a programmed alarm clock that rings at your usual meal times. It typically flares up around your usual meal times, then subsides. If you don't respond immediately with food, the hunger usually calms down within 30 to 60 minutes. You're not getting hungrier and hungrier over time during this phase. You're mostly going through a habit loop in your brain, not an insurmountable shortage. Glycogen stores, the most readily available form of energy, have significantly decreased. The body faces a clear choice: either drastically reduce its activity level to conserve battery, or switch to a larger, more sustainable fuel source already stored in its reserves. And because you are a survival machine programmed to adapt to long periods without food, your body will choose the second option. When fasting is prolonged, insulin levels continue to drop. This isn't just a number on a test. It's a crucial biological signal. Low insulin means the storage mode is switched off and the mobilization mode is switched on. At this point, a key link in fat metabolism begins to activate, specifically the hormone-sensitive enzyme lipase, which can be understood as the key that unlocks the fat cells. Once the insulin lock is loosened, the body begins to release fatty acids from adipose tissue into the bloodstream for use as fuel. You are no longer living off the energy from your previous meal. You are living on your own reserves. This is a crucial turning point in metabolism, as the body gradually reduces its dependence on glucose and increases its use of fat. Imagine it as a flexible energy system. Instead of relying solely on a single type of fuel continuously consumed, the body begins to operate like a hybrid vehicle, able to switch to using its stored energy to maintain alertness, endurance, and stability for longer periods. And once you get past this point, the experience changes. Hunger tends to be less intense. Energy levels fluctuate less, and the sense of control increases, not because you're pushing yourself to be better, but because your body is finally allowed to do what it was designed to do. Hunger usually disappears. Why? Because the energy supply no longer fluctuates. When you rely on food, your energy is like a roller coaster. When you rely on body fat, your energy is like a steady line. Even if you're thin, your body is still storing tens of thousands of calories of fat. That's a source of energy that can last for weeks. When the body breaks down fat, the liver converts these fatty acids into ketones. This is crucial for the brain. The brain can't directly burn fat. It needs glucose or ketones. And it turns out the brain loves ketones. Ketones are a superior fuel. They burn cleaner than glucose. Glucose produces a lot of metabolites, what we call oxidative stress. When burned, ketones burn cleaner. They produce more energy per molecule with less waste. That's why, around the 16th hour, people usually feel more alert The feeling of fatigue and lethargy disappears. Concentration improves. You no longer feel sluggish, you feel energized. This makes perfect evolutionary sense. If a prehistoric man were hungry and became sleepy and lethargic, he wouldn't be able to catch prey. He would die. Hunger makes us sharper. It turns us into predators. But there's another factor. Ketones stimulate the release of BDNF, a neurotrophic factor derived from the brain. Think of BDNF as fertilizer for neurons, helping them repair old connections and grow new ones. You're not just using cleaner fuel, you're actually upgrading your brain's hardware from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Cleaning team arrives. Now we come to the most important part of the cycle. This is why many researchers are obsessed with this time frame. The process of autophagy. Remember that warehouse we were talking about? The warehouse so busy it was never cleaned. By the 18th hour, the warehouse had long been empty. The manager looked around and realized he had a problem. He needed protein to keep the machinery running, but no new delivery trucks had arrived. So he ordered his employees to start scavenging for scrap metal. They searched the warehouse for broken shelving, rusty pipes, and old junk. They dismantled them and melted them down to create new, stronger steel. In your body, cells begin searching for damaged proteins. They find mitochondria, the tiny powerhouses within the cell, that are no longer functioning properly. They find proteins that are folded incorrectly, which can eventually lead to diseases like Alzheimer's. They even find viruses and bacteria lurking within the cells. Your body creates a membrane around these waste products, dissolving them and recycling them into completely new, pure amino acids. This is what autophagy is all about. It literally means eating yourself. It's your body's internal recycling program. This process is the closest thing to the fountain of youth we have. It's profound cellular repair. When you eat all day long, the process of autophagy never kicks in. The cleaning crew never gets to work. By fasting for 18 hours or more, you're allowing your body to eliminate waste. That's why skin starts to look better. That's why old wounds often start to feel better. You're finally clearing out the waste. Skeptics might say, wait a minute, if my body is consuming itself, isn't it consuming my muscle? This is the most common misconception, and physiologically, it's quite the opposite. At the 20th hour, as you begin to deepen your fast, your body releases a counter-regulatory hormone to protect you. That's human growth hormone, HGH. Studies show that during fasting, HGH levels can spike by 300% to 0% or more. Is a muscle protective hormone. It acts as a protective layer around your lean muscle tissue. It tells the body to burn fat, but not muscle. We need muscle to hunt. Your body is incredibly smart. It won't burn your belongings, your muscles to heat the house when you have a whole arsenal of firewood or your excess fat right outside. It will burn fat first. This unique combination, high HGH levels and low insulin, is a state rarely found in nature. Except during fasting, it creates an environment that helps you preserve muscle while eliminating excess fat quickly. But this defense system has another layer to it. The body begins a process called mitophagy. selectively removing old, electrically charged mitochondria that create free radicals and replacing them with brand new, highly efficient mitochondria. You're being rejuvenated at the cellular level. Your energy factories are being completely overhauled. Hour 23. Ready state. You are nearing the ideal time to eat. Your body is ready. Your insulin sensitivity is at its highest. Imagine your cells as a dry sponge. A wet sponge can't absorb any more water. That's a cell that's been nourished all day. But a dry sponge, a cell that's fasting, is ready to absorb water. Your digestive system has had a 23-hour rest. Inflammation in the intestinal lining has had time to stabilize. Harmful gut bacteria, which thrive on a constant supply of sugar, have been reduced while beneficial bacteria remain. Something else, less well known, is also happening. A cleansing system called the MMC, or motor complex, begins to function like electric brooms, sweeping away leftover food and harmful bacteria from the small intestine. You're using all your fat for energy. Your brain is activated by ketones. Your cells have recycled waste. Your growth hormone is at its highest level. You're not weak at all. You're in optimal condition, breaking the fasting period. The critical moment. The clock has now struck 11 p.m. It's time to eat. This is where many people fail. Because your body is absorbing so much at this time, what you put in is doubly important. You can't treat this meal as a reward for your endurance. You have to treat it as building material. If you break your 23-hour fasting cycle with a pizza and soda, you're feeding your already sensitive body unhealthy substances. You'll quickly experience a drop in energy. A sudden spike in blood sugar will cause an overreaction to insulin, and you'll end up feeling tired and bloated. You need to continue adhering to the fasting rules. The first step is foundational. High-quality protein, beef, eggs, salmon, chicken. Your body desperately needs amino acids to rebuild structures that have been broken down during phagocytosis. This is where muscle recovery takes place. Protein provides the raw materials for your body to regenerate itself more powerfully than before. The second step is to provide energy. Supplement with healthy fats, avocados, olive oil, margarine, nuts, because your body is in fat-burning mode. Eating fats helps maintain the smooth functioning of your metabolism. It helps regulate the insulin response. You shouldn't suddenly switch to sugar-burning mode all at once. The third step is micronutrients. You need to eat them in large quantities. Since you only eat one meal a day, you can't get enough potassium and magnesium from scattered snacks throughout the day. You need to eat plenty of vegetables, leafy greens, cruciferous vegetables, and fermented foods like sauerkraut. These foods provide minerals that help prevent cramps and fatigue. When you eat this way, consuming nutrient-rich foods that keep you feeling full for longer, you will notice something surprising. You'll get full very quickly. Your hormones, leptin, which signals you're full, and ghrelin, which signals you're hungry, finally communicate properly. You will stop eating when you've had enough nutrients, not just when you're completely full. Adaptation phase, overcoming the wall. Now, I want to be honest with you. If you suddenly switch from 6 meals a day to 1 meal a day tomorrow, you will feel terrible. Your body needs time to build up its metabolic machinery to burn fat. The production of enzymes takes time. The liver also needs time to become efficient at producing ketones. This is called metabolic flexibility. During the first week, you may experience headaches. You may feel weak. This isn't because the treatment plan isn't working. It is because your body is going through a withdrawal process. You're losing electrolytes. The solution is simple: salt. When insulin levels drop, the kidneys excrete water and sodium. You need to replenish what's lost. Adding a little sea salt to your drinking water during fasting can provide immediate headache relief. Salt acts as a lubricant for the brain's electrical system, helping you get through the 20-hour fast smoothly. Don't rush. Try delaying breakfast by 2 hours, then 4 hours, then skipping breakfast, then delaying lunch. Give your body time to adjust. Don't jump straight into deep water. Your body has incredible adaptability, but it needs time to build new neural pathways. This is something most people don't know about fasting. Around the 12th hour, a phenomenon called bacterial migration begins. Your small intestine, which is normally sterile, can become overgrown with bacteria when you're constantly eating. During fasting, the MMC system creates strong contractions that push these bacteria back into the colon, where they belong. This is why some people experience unexpected improvements in digestion when adopting the OMAD diet. Bloating disappears. Gas in the gut decreases. The gut finally has time to reestablish its bacterial balance. Snacking, even just a small bite, will disrupt this thorough cleansing process. One of the biggest challenges of the 1 meal a day OMAD diet isn't biological, but social. We live in a culture where food is central to every social interaction. Breakfast gatherings, lunch dates, dinner parties. When you only eat 1 meal a day, you face these social pressures. Flexibility is key. You don't need to eat at the same time every day. If you have a dinner party on Saturday, eat at that time. If you have a business lunch on Tuesday, eat breakfast at that time. The 11 p.m. time frame is more important than the specific moment. Fasting is a stressor for the body. For those who are already stressed, have poor sleep, or have thyroid problems, a 23-hour fast can cause a spike in cortisol. If you're already exhausted, don't add more stress to yourself. Improve your sleep first. Manage your stress first. Then, consider prolonged fasting. This method is intended for healthy adults. It should not be performed if you are pregnant, breastfeeding, have a history of eating disorders, or are taking medication for diabetes or high blood pressure without consulting your doctor. Your body's reaction to fasting can be unpredictable if you have underlying health conditions. Beyond weight loss and time savings, OMAD offers you something even more valuable: freedom. You are no longer a slave to your blood sugar levels. You no longer have to plan your entire day around meals. You no longer have to carry snacks everywhere. You return to the rhythm of ancestral life: hunting, eating, resting. Most people find they have more energy, not less. Their minds are clearer, not more tired. They have more time, not less. When you're no longer constantly thinking about food, preparing food, eating, and recovering after eating, you'll realize how much mental energy you've wasted. We live in an environment where food is incompatible with our biology, designed to make us fear hunger, but hunger isn't an emergency. It's a signal you can control. When you eat only one meal a day, you're not starving, you're thriving. Ultimately, you're allowing your body to do what it's designed to do, heal itself. The 23-hour journey we've just shared has demonstrated the incredible intelligence of your body. It knows how to preserve muscle while burning excess fat. It knows how to recycle damaged proteins into new ones. It knows how to keep you alert when food is scarce. You just need to not hinder it. You're not hungry. You're healthy. You've escaped the eating clock that has governed your life for decades. This is a switch that most modern people have never touched. Now you know how to flip it. I'm really curious about your experience with extended fasting. Have you tried OMAD, eating one meal a day? Did you feel exhausted at the 12th hour or full of energy at the 16th hour? What surprised you most about your body's reaction? Please share your story in the comments below. I read all the comments and will answer as many as possible. If this 23-hour journey helped you realize the true capabilities of your body, remember to subscribe to the channel for more content revealing the hidden wisdom of human biology. Even duct a voice to the chapter.